My name is Sister Mary Joan Elias. I am a Grey Nun of the Sacred Heart, and I have been since 1950. My first assignment was in Lowell, Massachusetts. I was young, probably only about 13 years older than some of my students. It was my first year teaching 8th grade in 1957, and I had a class of about 50 students. It was a challenge because I was a newbie and had a lot to learn. I had one student in my class, a boy, who was one of 5 children. He was a constant problem in the classroom, and I prayed to Marguerite to help me know how to handle him because I figured she had had sons and probably could help me. Day in and day out, Terry was a challenge. He lived only 5 houses away from our convent on Bartlett Street. He was one of 5 children, and he was the middle child. He had an older brother and sister and a younger set of twins, 2 little boys. And Terry seemed to be lost in his family situation. His dad was a hardworking blue-collar worker, but his mother had mental problems and was in and out of mental institutions. I would talk to him and urge him and try to encourage him to change his behavior. And oftentimes he'd put his head down on the desk and fall asleep because he had been out late at night trying to challenge his parents. One day I took Terry to our coat room, which was a huge room outside of the classroom. And I gave him a strong talking to, and I warned him that he had to be more attentive and he had to be less of a problem in class. There was a slight turning point then, and he seemed to be taking things more seriously. By the end of the month of that year, Terry decided that he was going to enter the spelling bee contest. We had a school spelling bee contest. And he won the contest for our school and went on to the state contest. He lost and went down on the word mimic, which I'll never forget. But it was a turning point that year, and Terry went on to do fairly well and went on to high school. I urged him to go to a trade school because I felt that that would be the best preparation in life for him. And he did that. And while there, he met a young woman who greatly influenced his life in a positive way. Terry and Lorraine eventually married, had 2 sons, and Terry worked for years for Polaroid. He was very successful, and his children were wonderful, and his wife was a gem. Terry and I kept in touch over the years, and I followed his progress. I followed his boys as they grew and married and had children. Terry would call me. I would write to him. He would write to me. And we stayed friends for years. About 3 years ago, Terry died, and I still kept in touch with his wife until she died a year ago. I know it's not much of a success story, but over the years, as I taught and worked with children, I realized that some of them needed was a little attention and encouragement so that their lives would be better. And I credit it to St. Marguerite, who helped me through that difficult year and helped Terry, I think, regain some confidence and made him a better person. I hope that all of you who spent time in classrooms have had many of the same experiences. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope you have a wonderful day.